Hey guys, this is auth-aparnick-auth, and we are at our last stop in the Best of Barbecue competition. We are at Tavern on the Hill in Easthampton, and we're here with Larry and Amy, and they're going to tell us a lot about how they got started and how they're just getting into barbecue and getting pretty good at it. So, Kit's with them right now, and we're going to turn over and say hi to them. Hey guys.
Hey, how are ya? Hey guys, Kit Maher here with MassLive. So we're at our final stop, last but definitely not least, at the Tavern on the Hill. So tell us a little bit about how you got into barbecue.
It kind of started as a hobby. Larry's been he's been a chef for 35, whatever, a million years. And it was something that, always kind of interested him. And so we just started experimenting, and we did a couple events here where we did barbecue events, and we got a good turnout for them. So we just decided we would bite the bullet and put it on our menu, and we invested in a bigger smoker, and here we are. Yeah. We just started in May doing it on our menu, so to be in the top 10 is
That's huge.
Pretty cool. Thank you, viewers.
Yeah, that's a testament to your restaurant's reach, and the customers are really loving it. Can you tell us what you have on the menu? And I think right now you just have the dinner menu, correct?
We do, yeah. Okay. We just do dinner. We don't do lunch. And we just offer pulled pork, brisket, and ribs.
Big three right there.
The big three. You know, and not a lot of bells and whistles. As far as our barbecue goes, we have other stuff on our menu as well, so we're kind of this weird mix of things. And as we get going with it, I think we're going to offer more. I know we'll start offering more, but right now we just want to do what we do a few things and do them really, really well. So we have sides that we offer with things as well.
Great. And right behind us we got some wood. So tell us about your smoking process and what type of wood you're using.
That's them.
All right, you're up.
It's some local oak, red oak, 2-foot splits. Not an easy thing to find, but one of our employees' dad had it kicking around, so we were like, sweet, we'll take it.
They got a ton of wood.
We fill in because we have the wood burning fireplace.
Right.
So we always have hardwood, firewood kicking around.
And that's the best way to do the barbecue thing. You started with a cook shack. You cooked maybe twice with a cook shack, you said?
Yep, twice with a cook shack. I was just like, it's not my thing. It's not what I'm going after. And I think the influence from that came from Luick is at Holy Smokes, because he just did a lot of simple salt and pepper on the meats, and you rely on the quality of the meat and the smoke. So that's kind of where we lean.
Awesome. We'd love to see your smoker next, if you could show us inside.
Absolutely.
All right,
a couple people are asking where we're at. We're at Tavern on the Hill in Easthampton. Yeah. They're going to show us their smoker. It's pretty impressive. So let's go check it out.
This is just the back of the smoker.
Yeah, here's the back.
You have some special ways to kind of get this into your business,
yeah,
your restaurant.
Cut a big hole in the side of the building, and then the stack you see goes all the way up like 8 feet. Because we have a deck that we seat on, so it's to go up through the deck.
Right through the deck.
It's like 15.
It's like 15 feet.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that goes up, and it has to be, it can't be hot, so it has to be double walled, because people walk by it.
Sure.
Triple walled.
Wow.
So when you
Either
touch
way.
it, it's not hot. So
Yeah, so I can
Awesome.
just put my hand
on the outside of this isn't bad either. No.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I thought it would be like piping hot for sure. But that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, especially with all this wood around, you want to
Yeah, we want to make sure it's safe.
All right,
so
after
we're
you,
inside.
we're gonna check out their J&R smoker they've got in here, which is very similar to the one at BT's we saw, just a smaller version of it.
Very cool.
Tell us about this smoker, which is so affectionately named the Hellraiser.
Hellraiser in the Hell House, because it's hot in here. It's a J&R Smoke Master. You can run it straight up on wood if you'd like, with the backup of a little itty bitty heater element in there that helps maintain constant temperature for you.
Yeah, tell us about, so we've got this badge in the middle that said, "Who dares wins." What's the inspiration behind that?
Well, a buddy of mine moved back here, and he was in the military for 26 and a half years, and he was just like, we were on the fence. Do we want to do this? And he was like, who dares wins? And that's English Special Forces. So he Absolutely.
Awesome.
And what we have is our little
Evac.
evac. Takes all the smoke out.
So I don't get blasted with smoke.
Yeah, so
I
you don't even have to.
don't know how much time you got. We're not
No
going to do
worries.
it
Let's
That's
do
all right.
it.
Yeah.
full time.
Check
Are
it
there
out.
briskets in there?
Briskets,
Yeah.
butts,
There's up here that are wrapped.
pork
Yeah.
butts, a brisket, more briskets.
Briskets.
Looks really good. They're
And
glistening.
Pork butts down here. Oops. Look at that. Get right up in there. That looks delicious. Pork butts, and you said you kind of go by feeling, by touch for all of them to
Yep, just give them
know when they're ready.
a little jiggles.
What are you looking for when you're touching it? What
See how
texture
soft it
do you
is. See the movement of it. Make sure that the fat in the middle has all had a chance to break down, loosen up.
That's great.
Good. And we got a fire burning down, so if you wouldn't mind showing our viewers kind of how that works,
Yep.
what we've got down there.
Kind of in the burnout stage, so it's not going to be some rip roaring thing. Yeah, it's pretty much
Yeah, so
coming to the end.
still got some embers in there, a couple chunks.
Yep.
Looks good. That's all you really need to get a nice low,
But as
slow
far as the
smoke.
process, so that's the heat that's generating through the smoker and going eventually up 15 feet so
Yep.
to
15 feet.
get past to your restaurant deck. That's pretty cool.
There's a fan in there that circulates the air in the smoker. J&R has a bigger smoker that has a rotisserie, so
Right.
the meat is rotating through the air. And this one, the air is rotating around the meat.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
great, yeah.
And it's a great way to kind of make your dream happen, like inventively.
Yeah.
You made it work.
Right.
He who dares, right?
Dares.
Love it.
All right.
We're hoping to win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Dream big,
I
I
like
like
it.
it.
All right.
We got the axe right here too, so you're chopping your own wood as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
breaking it down, making smaller pieces. That is a really great tool.
Right here?
It's like it's a splitter. It's like an awl in a. It's the coolest tool. I forget what it's called, but
That's awesome.
check it out. They work really well.
Yeah, they're
So
good.
you
Lots
throw
Put
of
a
wood
big
in-
log in there and you smack it and it just splits it.
Oh, at the bottom, that's nice.
Yep,
Yeah.
so you don't
So
have
I've
to.
chopped wood before. It's taken about 10 tries to kind of split
Exactly.
the top.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's at least me, but
All right.
cool.
Yep.
So,
All right, moving on. We actually got a smoker that you used to use, right?
This is the kind of our mid one. When we decided the cook shack wasn't going to do it, we went to this. This is Myron Mixon, which everybody has generally heard of. He's the guy on the barbecue contests, and it worked great for what we needed it, but it was too small, and it went outside, and it was just sort of
Okay.
it wasn't permanent. So
Sure.
All right. I'll follow
right.
you.
All right, we're gonna go around into the dining hall.
so we have to go upstairs. We're in our
All right.
prep area right now.
Cool.
Yep. So this is a little bit downstairs. Again, we are at Tavern on the Hill in Easthampton for our last stop of the Best of Mass BBQ competition.
The building was made in the early 20s.
Parts of the building date back to the early 20s.
Cool.
So this is our line. We've got stuff waiting for you right now. We're
Thank
gonna
you.
plate that stuff up.
Can't wait. All right. Getting our first look at the dining.
So we'll go. The main dining room's over here. This is
Looks gorgeous with the exact like that.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want to go plate that?
This is the kind of restaurant where you feel at home.
All right. Yeah.
Got the gorgeous foliage, Massachusetts foliage.
Yeah,
out
you can
here.
see the view out the window. A beautiful deck
Yep.
with an insane view.
In the summer, we see outside. We have about 75 tables outside.
Wow.
We have a bar out there.
That's pretty fun.
It's
That's
pretty neat.
great.
We face due west, so as long as the sun is out, you're going to get a sunset. We see
Awesome.
sunsets all the time.
That's
Yeah,
great.
Obviously, it's breaking down for the winter.
And we'll give a quick round shot of the dining room.
Yeah, it's pretty simply decorated.
Oh, it's great.
Not a lot.
Yeah, there's a nice rustic feel to it.
Yeah.
And
All
then oh, sorry. Go ahead.
All the woodwork, when we bought it, this place was hideous. It was like white walls and leopard skin carpet. It was
Really?
It was really gross.
What was it?
It was called Aura. It was like
Okay.
a weird restaurant.
Oh, it's so pretty.
So all the wood was hand done. Larry and my dad, and we had a third partner at the time, actually milled all the wood. They did all the joints. The tables are fairly new, but until like 2 years ago, we had tables that we built in our basement.
Wow.
So
A lot of heart and
a lot
soul.
of heart and soul.
Yeah. And right now we are here before opening, so they open at 5.
We open at 5. Yeah, we don't
so
do
that's
lunch.
why it's empty right
Yeah.
now.
Someone just asked about the hours actually in the comments. So.
Yep, 5 to 9 during the week, 5 to 10 on weekends. We are closed on Sundays.
Okay.
It's a family
Good
day.
to know.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard when you're a family-owned restaurant.
Yeah, you want to have that day for
You need
yourself
a day.
too. Yeah.
And someone else asking, where is this? This is Tavern on the Hill in Easthampton. Someone mentioned we have the wrong Tavern on the Hill tagged on our post,
no!
so we apologize. We can fix that as soon as the live is over and
Apologies.
posted.
There's a fair amount of us. There's one in Pennsylvania.
I tagged the wrong one.
So this is another of our dining rooms. We call this the Tavern.
I like
We're
that.
all
Wow.
Tavern, but
This is beautiful.
it's a little cozier. We have a fireplace that we burn all winter.
That's great.
And this light is so nice.
Yeah.
A nice bar.
Yep.
Just like get the sunshine, you can see the sunset coming in.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna get close to this fireplace
It really,
here.
it is a tavern. Like it's
That's
true to
beautiful.
its name. Tavern on the Hill.
It is.
There you go. That's where we are.
So it's a cozy fireplace. Is this the same wood you used to smoke with?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. It's so
Cool. So the same wood in the fireplace is what's used to make their barbecue.
Yep.
That's great.
Very nice.
And I think he's in the back putting
Setting
together
things up?
some stuff for
Great.
you.
All right.
So we have a full bar, pretty extensive bourbon list, quite a few scotches. We have 9 beers that we do on draft. In the summer we have 13 because we have an outside bar.
Nice.
I always try to have something Easthampton local. There are 3 breweries in Easthampton.
Oh yeah.
So I like to at least have one line that is Easthampton beers.
Like New City. all
Yeah,
that,
right now
yeah.
actually I have 2. I have New City and Fort Hill.
Fort Hill. Great.
Yep.
great.
Well, I've been to both those. They're
Yep.
great. Yeah.
And Abandoned Building is, actually I have all
Yeah, right
3.
next
I have the
door.
trifecta of Easthampton beers.
Excellent.
Talk
Yeah,
about
we do.
local. Yeah, supporting local businesses for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah, so we only
Yeah.
do microbrews on draft. You can get Bud in a bottle if you want it, but not on draft.
Yeah.
So,
What about your
Okay.
sauces?
So our sauces. The meats are prepared. This is our Carolina Gold. It's a mustard base. Traditional Carolina.
Carolina,
It's got
yeah.
a little bit of heat. This
Real
is
sweet.
called the House Q. So it's a sweet. It's got maple syrup, brown sugar,
Yum.
tomato base. It's
Not hot. So,
not hot at all. You're not
so
gonna
it's
get any kind of
sweet
heat.
no heat, and then
And this is called pig glaze, and it's kind of a take on demi glaze.
Okay.
So it started out being called swine glaze, but nobody understood what that meant. So we just turned it into pig glaze.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, and it starts out sweet and it builds to some pretty good heat.
And you said so your meats all come out dry, but
They do all
and you
come out
get
dry.
the sauce as a condiment.
Correct.
Got it.
With the exception of the pulled pork, which we put a little bit of a vinegar pepper sauce, which you would
Yeah.
find traditionally in like North Carolina.
Right.
So you'll find a little bit of pre-seasoning on that, but everything else, the ribs have a dry rub that we make here in house. Brisket, salt and pepper.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't want to mess with that. So yeah, they come out naked,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you guys can kind of add to it.
I like that.
That's
So
great.
tell us a little about. So you said that you hopefully one day like to transition fully into a full barbecue joint.
Kind of our goal.
That's your goal. Tell
Yeah.
us, what's the passion behind that? Why did you want to start a barbecue joint?
Well, it's something that Larry has been really passionate about for a while. It's piqued his interest, I would say 15, 20 years ago, just sort of doing it
Yeah.
in our backyard. And people are like, oh, that's really good. And then we did a couple events here where you bought a ticket, you came in and you got fed a certain, we called it our original. It was all 3 meats and all 4 sides.
Yeah.
They all sold out. People got really great feedback. So we started adding it to the menu. And we have found that we sort of got pigeonholed into a fine dining when we first opened, which we never really had wanted to be. And so we really want to break away from that. That segment of the restaurant industry is not where to be these days. It's sort of dying on the, falling away. So we really kind of want to get into a less fine dining.
And
More
casual.
casual. Just come in, not super expensive. It's reasonably priced. Families can come.
Do you think that shift from fine dining is because people like to enjoy the casual atmosphere, is more accessible, less expensive? So
Yeah, and I wonder how much of it is like demographics, age population too. I think that families are busy. They don't have time to come in and linger 2-3 hours on a meal.
Right. Times have changed.
Exactly. Times have changed. So they need to come in, grab something, and go to a game. Or, grab something on their way home from practice or whatever. We do all of our food to go, so you can always grab it on your way home or on your way to the field or whatever.
Yeah. And then as far as the restaurant scene in the Northampton, Easthampton areas, Southampton areas where you're from, tell us about the community.
It's great. A lot of us talk to each other if we need something. Like the other day I ran out of register tape. I called Amy's place. I'm like, hey, can I borrow this? So, everybody knows everybody, and we're all pretty friendly with everybody. There's always competition, obviously. You wanna succeed. You want them to succeed. But it's a pretty good tight community, I would say.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of local places who are doing the same, have that same passion.
There are.
Restaurateurs.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Easthampton is just every day. I feel like there's another restaurant open up down in Easthampton. It's a great place.
Yeah. And even just looking around, you got the sunset every night on your deck. That's pretty special.
Yep. We like I said, we face due west, so there's always a sunset. If there's a sun, there's
mountains,
no sun today. There's a mountains. On a really clear day, you can actually see almost over to to the Berkshires. It's really cool on a clear day.
Yeah. Well, we're just waiting for the food.
Yeah, let me go check on that.
They're going to check it out.
Alex
can take a look around the restaurant
too. Absolutely.
While I take some photos.
You got this great bar here. Yeah, this is really cool. Again, we're at Tavern on the Hill in Easthampton. Yes, Barb, it is Easthampton, Mass. This is the last stop of our Best of Mass barbecue competition, so we're finishing out in Easthampton with Tavern on the Hill, who have traditionally been known as more of a fine dining or casual dining restaurant, but they've moved to a barbecue menu that they've just started, and they hope to eventually become exclusively barbecue. So they've had quite a following. Just in the since May, they said that they started their barbecue on the menu, and it's really taken off, and that's why it's a testament that they're in the top 10, just having less than a year out with barbecue on their menu. So I mean, that's huge for them, and we're here and excited to try it. So we're just checking out the dining area here at Tavern on the Hill. You can walk us around. Apologize if the lighting's not great right now for the camera, but it's really nice in here. It's rustic, got dark wood, and it's really cozy. Yeah, well, we can go out on the deck and show the view that Tavern on the Hill is really known for. But yeah, the dining room is great. You got the roaring fireplace going, and it's really cozy. I like it here. So let's figure out how to go. Okay, it's over here. So we're gonna go out on the deck and check it out while they're getting our food ready for us to sample. So I hope I don't set off a fire alarm or anything putting this. Oh. I think it's locked. Maybe they don't want us out there. Yeah, I can go show by the windows. Amy Lake, this is in Easthampton, Massachusetts, at Tavern on the Hill. You can check out, they got an outdoor bar on the deck. A ton of chairs and tables. They're not open yet, so that's why everything's not prepared yet. And it's been raining a ton, so I think that's why they have the tables and chairs not set up out here, but they have a bunch of seating available outside on their deck, as you can see, overlooking the parking lot, which is overlooking this beautiful scenery here. You got the great foliage out there, and as Amy was saying, if when the fog's not around, you can see the mountains way back even further than you can right now. So a beautiful view. And here's the dining tables. I'll take us back around to the other dining area where we're going to try some of their barbecue. Let's do it. So it looks like they stoked the fire a little bit here for us, keeping us warm.
We didn't really need a fire. It's 68 degrees, but it's such a great backdrop to eat
it's
barbecue.
Awesome.
Again, they've got these homemade sauces.
Yeah, this is great.
A nice beer and wine selection. So I think
we can check that
some
out.
Takeaways from the trip that we've really kind of touched on are this switch from fine to casual dining. We talked about that at Bub's this morning too, because Bub was the owner of a fine dining restaurant in Hadley and switched over, and now the third owner of the restaurant has more of a casual feel where you walk up, you grab your sides, and you kind of enjoy your meal as you go. And I think that casual atmosphere is definitely something that we've learned and saw progress on this Best of Mass BBQ search. Even BT's Brian was saying that at his restaurant, the switch from fine dining. So these are some of the trends that we've been learning on the Best of Mass trip.
Absolutely.
And without further ado, we have the
Here we go.
So that looks absolutely delicious. We've got the whole
So this is
Texas
what we
style
call
tray.
our original.
All right.
And we call it the original because we started doing events, and this is what we would offer people. This is a brisket, and when you get brisket here, you're going to get both. You're going to get the fatty and the lean. So there's
Nice.
the two ends of a brisket. One's got more fat, and one's got less fat.
Yeah, the point and
The point and
yeah.
the
Flat.
Flat. Thank you. My goodness.
Yeah, no worries.
And then we do St. Louis style ribs. So they're the long. They're not the shorties.
I like
They're
that.
not baby backs. And then that's our pulled pork.
And
You have
you got a nice bark there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They're called, we call them our pit beans. So they're kind of like a barbecue bean. We got some tasso, some andouille, tomato, onion, pepper, coleslaw, a little bit of mustard seed.
Is that
in
a mayo-based coleslaw?
It is a mayo
Yes.
base.
Yeah.
You know what I really want to do is a red slaw. Have you ever had red slaw?
No. What is
Oh my
that?
god, it's out of Lexington barbecue, and it's got like a tomato. It's like got ketchup in it.
Never
It's
heard
so
of that.
good. Oh my god.
That
So
sounds
we've been
good.
experimenting with trying to come up with a red slaw.
So you've got the you've got
Yep.
4 sides right now. You got the classic mac and cheese coleslaw.
Exactly. Done. Everything's done here in
greens.
hand. The collard greens.
What kind of cheeses do you have in your mac and
He
cheese?
does an American, a sharp American, and cheddar.
Yum.
And then
You really
That's
can't
great.
go wrong with
yeah,
that.
he does like a cheese sauce and mixes in the macaroni.
You got your
And
St.
then the
Louis
collard
ribs.
greens are
How
done
those
with
make-
a
yeah.
little tasso, andouille, vinegar, cooked forever. You know, you gotta cook them
Yeah.
down. If you don't want a chewy green.
So what time do you start cooking and prepping for your 5 o'clock dinners?
He gets here pretty much. Well, we have somebody that comes in at like 4 o'clock in the morning. We can. Do you want to sit?
Yeah, let's
All right.
sit. Yeah, I can eat it with you. So.
Well, you can. Do you want to eat it?
Oh, yeah,
You'll be
yeah.
on there, yeah,
Oh.
after the live. No,
Yeah,
this
once
is all
we
mine.
finish,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
We'll have Kit try it out, and then I'll get
You
in
don't
there.
get anything, Alec. No.
Aw.
So somebody comes in for 4 to get the smoker going. Between 4 and 5 to get the
Okay.
smoker going for us. And then he's usually here about 10 or 11 o'clock
Okay.
to do stuff.
Got it. Yeah,
make
because you
sure
got some
everything's all
time
ready.
to get things prepped
Yeah,
throughout the day.
exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
nice.
He's got other stuff that he's got to get prepped as well.
So potentially, this is something that someone could order
It is.
normally
Yep.
on your menu.
Yep.
That's cool. Because sometimes we get trays for Best of Mass, but this is actually a menu item.
That is a menu
This is
item.
called the original.
It's called the original.
All right.
We have a couple.
Need some water before I dig in.
we do like a rib plus 1, so you can get ribs plus either barbecue or brisket. And we have a double meat plate, so you can have brisket and brisket and pulled pork. And then you can just pulled pork, just brisket.
What would
Just
you say
ribs.
is your favorite and the customer favorite?
Brisket.
Both?
Both.
Brisket.
Absolutely.
All right, I better start with that then.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
All
good.
right, I'll try it just dry before I add some sauce. I always like to get it. And I love the bark of a brisket.
Smoke ring on there.
Yeah, look at the juiciness of that brisket. So when we're saying dry, we just mean no sauce because there's nothing dry about that brisket.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. So go ahead and give it a first taste. Oh my god. There's so much flavor to it. I got a little bit of fat on the edge there too. Favorite part of the
That's hard.
brisket because it's so tender, so flavorful.
And I think actually under there is like that burnt end.
Oh yeah, there it is. And then look at the smoke ring there.
Yep.
That's what you want to see when it's really great, authentic barbecue. The smoke ring, you got a juicy, tender brisket. You also get a lot of choices with the brisket, so it's not just one piece of it. You have both.
Right, you get both the fatty and the lean. A lot
Yeah.
of places you'll go to
So
that
good.
serve it, you order either fatty or lean. When you
Mhm.
wait in line forever, like at Franklin's.
Sure.
you gotta order.
Yeah, look at how juicy that brisket is.
Really
Right there.
It's nice.
And I'm sure, like, what's great about your restaurant is that you focus on the big 3, like the main ones that we've been judging. So you have a lot of time to dedicate to making them perfect and like perfecting your craft of barbecue. Like,
Keep
it
it-
shows because
Keep it
yeah.
simple, stupid. Works really well.
Mhm.
If you keep it simple, you can do it well. You have so many things on your menu. How are you ever going to perfect all of them?
Yeah. So going with that mindset, when you potentially want to launch your barbecue restaurant, are you going to still keep things simple? Or
We will. I mean, obviously, you would have to have more than just 3 items.
Yeah.
But
what do you imagine for your menu when it's a little bit later?
That's
his. Yeah, that's his thing.
gig. Yeah.
That's Larry's gig.
That's
All
Larry's
right.
gig.
Larry, I just tasted the brisket. It's excellent.
Thank you.
Yes. So good. And I
Yeah.
love that there's both the flat and the point there. So excellent.
Thank you.
Can you
Alright.
speak a little bit more about your experience coming up with barbecue and what kind of inspired you to put this on the menu in the first place? A lot.
I have to think about that for a second.
Yeah, no problem.
I just want
We
to
can
say
get back
I'm
to-
going to say thanks to you guys,
Yeah.
and I got to go.
All right.
I got to
Well,
get
thanks,
the line
Larry.
set up for tonight. Thank you.
Larry's
Thanks, Larry.
the mastermind behind the grill, behind the
Yes.
smoker at Tavern on the Hill. We
As the
Kit
mind
still
behind this
digging away.
meal. So he's got a lot of prep to do, and they're having us in right before their big
Yeah.
dinner rush.
And we appreciate you guys opening early for us to come in and try this stuff out.
Yeah.
Do you taste the...
I did taste it. It's
Yeah.
just this is again pork butt, not shoulder.
That's pork butt.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so tender. You got these thick pieces again. We're not seeing too much, this is like a lot. We got a lot. It would make also for a great sandwich.
It
I
would make
imagine.
a really great
Yeah.
sandwich, yeah.
And if people can get sandwiches here, of course,
Yeah.
a pulled pork sandwich. Like,
You
that's
can
something
ask
that you
for
already-
a roll and make one.
Yeah.
Sure. We have had people, because we do burgers, so we have burger buns, so people are like, can I have a bun to make a sandwich?
And there's a commenter there asking about the prices of your barbecue.
You can go to our website, which is tavernonline.com. I think, gosh, off the top of my head, I think our most expensive is our brisket plate, which is $18. And you get 2 sides plus about a half a pound of brisket.
Okay, that's
So
great.
yeah, you said reasonably priced.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially with that casual dining atmosphere.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
cater to that.
Kid's
All
got
right.
a big rib.
Yeah, look at how
Kinda
thick
dig
this is.
into
I
it.
think
That's
this might be
great.
the tallest rib I've seen.
That's awesome. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so we got a lot of meat ahead of that bone. Like we were saying before, we've learned so much on this trip about ribs, and that's, of course, your preference if you like fall off the bone, but really what we're looking for in the rib is that you got to chew to it.
You gotta have 2.
Yeah, you got to be able to bite into it, which I definitely can. I don't even know where the bone is on this one.
Go for it,
All
Kit.
right. Oh my gosh. So that's just packed with flavor. Man, that is a meaty rib. I took a huge bite of that. You all saw it, and I haven't even touched the bone yet. That's what I like to see. Because if you're ordering a rib, you don't want it to fall off the bone. You want to be the reason it's falling off the bone. I don't know why I put my pinky up there too. Getting fancy.
Fancy
It's
ribs,
a fancy
yeah.
barbecue.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I think it's the crackle of the fire. Like my pinky went right up. Anyway, so I'm gonna finish up these ribs with Alex too, but I want to give you guys like an idea of what the sides taste like here. So we're gonna bite into. Oh, that's a cakey, soft.
It is
spongy.
cakey.
I love it.
Cornbread is weird. Like people either like a sweet cornbread or they don't like a sweet cornbread or they want it dry. That is such a subjective thing. I personally like a sweeter cornbread, but my mom, who's from Florida, hates a sweet cornbread because
Likes a
that's
dry
not
one,
what
yeah.
they have. So it's what you grew up with.
Yeah, I like that. It's really spongy, nice. It tastes like it's not too overly sweet at all. It's just very soft and moist.
Right.
Really great. I think that's awesome. Alex, you're gonna have to try some of that.
Yeah, I'm excited to try that.
We got the
So that's
coleslaw
really
here,
good.
so a little bit of a lighter, colder side. It pairs really nicely, of course, with barbecue because you got it to balance out the meal.
Lisa Schweenard said, "Let the cameraman eat." I agree. I can't wait. We're gonna end soon, so I can try this stuff out.
He's
So.
drooling. Like
I
his
am.
head's falling.
They can see it
I'm gonna let him eat, guys. Like I'm not.
eventually, right?
I'm just joking. All right, the collard greens. All right. Oh yeah, this is some authentic collard greens. A little bit of spice, slight touch of
A
spice.
little bit of heat.
Yeah, and I think that's. Oh, it hits you a little later. I like that.
Kind of builds.
Yeah, and that I'm sure that happens too with your sauces. You said.
Yep.
And then we got our mac and cheese. Alex is getting hungry. I gotta hurry up.
Yeah. And so, what goes into the mac and cheese? Are those a mix of cheeses?
The mac and cheese, yeah, it's a sharp American and cheddar. He does a cheese sauce, and then we don't leave things to sit out, so we kind of almost do it to order. He heats up the sauce, throws in the mac, it goes
That's great.
out.
So yeah, like they were saying, no reheating. So they
Yeah.
cook everything to order.
And people sometimes will come in and will be like, "I'm sorry, we're out of brisket." Oh, what do you mean? Well, get here earlier. I don't know. We
Sure.
ran out. We're not gonna do a whole bunch of stuff and then have it sit around and then reheat it because can't do that. You got barbecue's meant to be eaten when it's done.
Absolutely.
Not cool down and reheat.
Yeah, that's what makes great barbecue, is eating it right off the smoker. Yeah. All right. Well, it was such a pleasure to be here with you,
Thank
Amy.
you.
Thanks for
coming.
letting us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. And so for everyone, this is Tavern on the Hill in Easthampton. I'll be sure to change that tag for you guys.
They changed it for us.
Oh,
already.
perfect. All right, they got it covered. So you can find them on Facebook and as well as right on the hill in Easthampton. So this is their main
We're on
course.
Instagram. We're on, we do all those social media things.
Yeah. So thanks for having us in. One last look of the plate. This is something you can order on the menu, straight from Tavern on the Hill. So this is going to wrap up our Best of Mass BBQ search.
Thank you so much, and thanks to the viewers again for voting for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Stay tuned for next week when we reveal the winner.
All right. See you guys.